I'm here today at Factory 163 with actor Robert King, whom I'm sure you'll all recognize not only from his 18 years playing leads at the Stratford Festival, but also as a resident of Stratford. Hi, Robert.
Hello.
Thank you so much for meeting with me today here at Factory 163, which is where Bolsheviki is going to be performed. Your opening night is February 8th?
That's our first performance. It's a student performance. There's no show that night, but I guess our opening is on the 9th, the following day. Well, it's very interesting. I was talking, who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody the other day, and I suddenly realized these people, the folks that we're going to be doing the show for, are exactly the age of the soldiers. They would have all joined up at 17, 18, 19 years old. And so I'm talking to them.
Yeah.
And, and there were 15-year-olds and they signed up.
Yeah.
Because they thought it was a good idea.
Yeah.
And
so you think it'll...
I hope it resonates that way
with
them, aside from the stories and of the war and this man's experience. A lot of them were very keen to say, why is it a one-man play instead? Because I play about 4 or 5 different people in it.
Sure. Why
isn't it a play? But that's the way David chose to write it, because it grew out of his talking with World War I veteran that he interviewed in 1978. But hearing the quality of an 80-year-old guy going back to the First World War and talking about stuff that shaped his life.
Yeah.
And seeing all the stuff that he did see, and he witnessed. He was at Vimy, he was at Passchendaele, he was at Hill 70, all the major battles that the Canadians fought in. So it was quite something, and it reminded me of my dad when he seldom spoke at war, but whenever he did, he would always put a humorous slant on it, which is what Harry does.
Okay.
Oh, Rosie. You think, and you want to tell this story. I just let myself go there. But you can't immerse yourself in it, because then you disappear, right? And nothing goes out. But you try to. He's telling the story for a reason. He's passing knowledge, and that's why people tell stories. That there's something in that story that will be valuable, and that's so that folks can go away, think about it. And so I'm just trying to tell the story of Rosie.
Excellent.
And how it relates to now.
Robert, you play a number of characters, including yourself.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
And yourself, and you do play the playwright at one point, don't you?
Sort of.
Sort of. Okay.
It's funny. You got to be there. You got to come.
Well, of course I'm coming. Of course. And so, what helps you define each of these characters? What helps you make?
I'm not going to tell you.
Them different.
I'm not going to tell you, because that's part of the show.
Okay, next question.
He's involved.
Yeah.
With people. He has a social conscience, and he is just deeply aware of what's going on around him, and he's got a bullshit monitor, and he's very aware of what it takes to be a politician, and the give and take of it all. Well, one thing I did learn was that the rehearsal period was far too short. It was the way that the arts are so underfunded. Regional theaters can only afford like 2-week rehearsal periods, and that's just insane, especially with a new script and stuff. It's just mental. You can't do it and give a good product. So I found the show was really good show, and it was very well received, and most of the reviewers saw it early in the run, and it was very well received. But it grew, and I keep saying we, you know, one-man show, but we, like all the guys in my head, we're just kind of mellowed into, not mellowed, matured, I guess, because it takes a while for a piece to come together and to just, and for me to realize that I have the ability to go with it and not be locked into a straight line, you know, to allow myself. Because the little voices in my head going, you know, maybe tomorrow I can get a chance to do it a different way, or slightly different, or bend this, bend that, and, you know, allow different thoughts to appear and happen. And this version here will be slightly different from the one in Montreal, because I've lived with it now for a while, and it's been on the back burner, but now it's coming forward again. And it's interesting because they're in the Bain Saint-Michel. It's up in the plateau area of Montreal, just south of Saint-Viateur, just off Saint-Laurent. And it's great. It's an old swimming pool. And it's their centennial was built in 1911. So they're trying to get it designated a historical building. Because
that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were performing in Montreal. You were performing in an old swimming pool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the set was actually in, where was it in the pool? It was in
about 3/4 of the way down. It was into the deep end, which was really great because, you know, there was a lovely slope for the audience, and they had built, you know how you always sound great when you're singing in the shower? It's like, doesn't matter what you're singing or how you're doing, but it's kind of like that. But the sound was really, they've got curtains stationed all over the place, and there was no bounce or echo, or it was really nice. It felt cozy. I've never played in a swimming pool before. I mean, as an actor in a show, but I played in pools. But
without the water.
Yeah. An awareness of what actually happened, because it did happen, and out of what happened to Rosie and hundreds of thousands of other men and women that were involved in the Third World War, some of them developed a consciousness that drove them to an awareness of humanity's kind of plight and victimization by companies and governments. And I mean, that was a direct result. They came home after 4 or 5 years of fighting to nothing, to no jobs, nothing. And they were promised, you know, things will be fine.
Yeah.
They were risking their lives. Well, we'll only remember what they want us to think we remember, without, you know, putting quotations around they. I mean,
yes.
It's obvious. It's just, be careful.
Yeah.
We have a responsibility to ourselves and our kids. And so there.
Okay. So come and see Bolsheviki.
Come and see Bolsheviki from the 9th to the 12th, the afternoon of the 8th. Come on. So the student matinees are at 1 o'clock. There's 3 of them. There's the 8th, 9th, 10th at 1. But come, you know, and evening shows the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th with a 2 o'clock matinee on the 12th. So I'm going to be a busy boy.
You are.
Yeah, but it's a great show. It's a fun show to do.
I'm really looking forward to it, Bob. Thanks so much for chatting with me.
My pleasure. Okay.